You want to be a big pink frog, or a shiny golden bunny, or a serious, fully armored badass, or perhaps instead you're a connoisseur of the fine arts and want to go with a very thin Type 2B leggings wedged between those elegant melons, and change between those sets quickly, this is a very important video for you. So in this video, we're going to be talking all about how to maintain and quickly change between your various glamour sets just through the Glamour Dresser system. We're going to define what the Glamour Dresser system is, what it offers you, and how to really utilize it. We're also going to be talking about the armoire a little bit in this video too. With that being said, let's actually define our use case here first. Why should you care about this system? So let's say that you have a bunch of unique glamour sets that you like, but sometimes you want to change up your glamour set to something different. And no worries if you're in that boat because you're in good company. I can change my current weapon and armor appearance sometimes up to 5 times in a raid night depending on how trolly I feel. Thin Type 2B golden string between 2 elegant melons, obviously included. But when changing glamours, oftentimes you want to keep them in their exact configuration, including dyes, including whether your visor's up or down on this piece. In some armor pieces that means, oh, the light's actually on the headpiece. Otherwise it's not on. And it would really suck to put back a glamour configuration piece by piece and individually dye them, recollect the dye, especially with pure white and pure black dye. That is so expensive. Those are very expensive. And thankfully though, Final Fantasy XIV has this fully covered with glamour plates. Now let's talk about the mechanisms of this system. This entire system has one single major underpinning to it. You need the darn Glamour Dresser itself. This is only accessible through inns located in major cities, since the major city I personally go to all the time is Lisa Lomasa. It's going to be on the upper decks in the Drowning Wench. I'm going to talk to Might Sin and get taken into an inn room. Other main cities will have their own inn rooms with different NPCs, different locations. Then in the corner of whatever inn you're in, you're going to see this orange mirror called a Glamour Dresser. Clicking the Glamour Dresser is going to open up the Glamour Dresser user interface. Say that 5 times fast. But I've heard a few times that some people get overwhelmed or aren't really sure where things are when they first hit this user interface, so let's break this down piece by piece. So first off, you're given 2 UI windows, the Glamour Dresser and the Glamour Creation window. Any items that you've put into the Glamour Dresser itself will be available to be viewed in the Glamour Dresser like an inventory of sorts. You can filter this inventory based on item type or even job type, because obviously weapons, but also many armor sets are very much job specific. For instance, each expansion, the jobs are given their own artifact armor. If you're like me, and let's say you're trying to make a Scholar Glamour, but the problem is you have a Glamour Dresser filled with all these items that cannot be used by a scholar, it's very helpful to just filter that out, so I definitely do recommend people actually turn that option on or toggle it. Now, at the bottom of the Glamour Dresser, your maximum capacity of the Glamour Dresser is going to be shown, and this is just at the bottom right hand corner of the window. Maximum amount of items that you can currently put at the time of recording this video into a Glamour Dresser is 400. So currently, yeah, I'm at the maximum cap. Actually, since we're already here, a little known fact is that you can actually manually apply items to your current glamour through this interface, which doesn't even need a glamour plate that we're going to talk about in a minute. But it makes it handy, even if you aren't using it in the systems like the glamour plates, that you can just immediately pick and choose and really tap into that inventory. It should be noted though that this doesn't cost a glamour prism to apply an appearance once it's in the Glamour Dresser. We're going to get into it in a little bit, but it only costs a single glamour prism to put an item into the dresser, but using it once it's there costs nothing. Since we're already on that click menu, another key option from here is that yes, when you put an item into the Glamour Dresser, you can totally take it out. More on that in a second though. At this point in the video, I want to talk about putting items into the Glamour Dresser. And so this is going to be the Glamour Creation window, which will show your inventory and all applicable items here. You simply select the item and then it can be added to the Glamour Dresser inventory and removed from yours, saving considerable amounts of bag space to say the least. Now, if I add the bottom bell to the dresser, I am going to be given a warning to keep in mind. Basically, anything above and beyond the most basic, uncustomized version of that item is going to be lost. So materia, soulbind, any of that is going to be basically like taken away. So it isn't like a one-way street. You only can put things out and you can't take them out. But it is something that you need to keep in mind, that when you take it out, you're going to lose all that. Another thing that should be noted is that you can't really game the market board. Let's say that there is a brand new shiny glam that you really want to use in a glamour plate, but you only want to use it and then apply it and then like put it back on the market board. Like that doesn't exist. That kind of gaming the system doesn't exist at all. When you take an item out, it's already considered soulbound to your character, so you can't resell it. And like I mentioned briefly earlier, is it does cost 1 glamour prism to put it into the dresser. And I did mention, though, earlier that you can apply the appearance without it costing a prism. For the dresser, this is the only time you're going to be charged a glamour prism. And yes, when we talk about plates, when you're applying an entire plate of glamour, that process does not cost prisms. Now I want to take a moment here to talk about the glamour dresser side buddy, the armoire. This is going to be the same idea as the glamour dresser, but it's more restricted to specifically the items of artifact armor, seasonal event items, achievement pieces, and other exclusive extras like pre-order bonus earrings that I put in here. This certainly does ease the burden on your inventory, further letting you have some place to drop some of the tons of glamour pieces that you can acquire from all the events we have. This is a system that I myself need to actually go through my current dresser and utilize more and organize more, but I do encourage others to do the same with the 400 item glamour dresser limit. This will definitely help you. Now we've covered the storage options, let's talk about making an easily configurable and usable glamour set through the glamour plate system. You're going to click the glamour dresser, press edit glamour plates, and then you're given a menu with 15 plates and then the ability to also mass dispel glamour, revealing the potentially honestly hideous armor underneath. But the glamour plates lets you dive into either your glamour dresser or the armoire that we just talked about and mix and match pieces to find a particular configuration for a set of glamour or appearance or whatever you want to call it for your character to have. And this is going to be some pre-set up configuration that you do that you can access basically anywhere. From here, you can set up whatever appearance that you find best, going piece by piece through the entire set. From this window, you can do all the things that you'd expect from my last video on Glamour, like adjust visor, rotate, zoom in, showing currently equipped gear with the set. And so this means if you only want to try on one piece and see what it looks like against your current set, okay, pick that one piece from the Glamour menu and then show equipped armor, and then you can do that. Super easy. Now, one extremely underrated feature about this system is dye, and in Final Fantasy XIV, for certain premium dyes, it is extremely expensive in Gil. And yes, if you've been playing 14 for a little while, you already know. I'm talking the pure black and pure white dye. Those are so expensive. The Glamour Plate system lets you not only try on the dyes, but you can also permanently apply that dye to that particular gear piece in that configuration, allowing even the most frugal player to be able to justify the insane costs of some of these super coveted dyes. Now, from this menu itself, you can apply the Glamour Plates, and that's fine, but rarely do you really want to go all the way back into City States Inn just to apply glamour. It'd be much more comfortable to heck, even from the Aetheryte Plaza in Lisa Lamasa or from the Free Company House. That would be much easier if you could do it there. And thankfully that is possible, actually through the character menu itself. This multiple stacked card icon is going to be the Glamour Plates button, and that's going to open the plate selection menu. Sadly, you cannot edit the glamour plates from here, but what you can do is apply them at whim, which realistically is how you can do stupid things like swap trolley glamours during raid every time that the raid exits the instance to surprise, amaze, and probably, to be blunt, terrify your raid group.